Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're cracking open a topic that's on a lot of our breakfast plates. Eggs. We all know eggs are a nutritional powerhouse, right? They're loaded with high-quality protein, healthy fats, and vital nutrients like B12 and choline. They're quick, versatile, and delicious. But what if I told you that the way you're cooking your eggs might be turning this superfood into something that's secretly harming your body? It sounds crazy, but it's true. Certain common cooking mistakes can destroy the precious nutrients in eggs or even introduce harmful compounds. So, let's dive in and uncover the 5 biggest egg cooking mistakes you need to avoid to get the most health benefits from every single bite. First up, mistake number 1, using the wrong type of oil or using too much of it. Many of us automatically reach for vegetable oils like canola, sunflower, or corn oil to fry our eggs. The problem is, these oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids and can be unstable at high temperatures. When heated, they can oxidize and create inflammation-promoting compounds in your body. A better choice? Opt for stable, healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil for low to medium heat cooking, or avocado oil and ghee for higher temperatures. Also, remember you don't need to drown your eggs in oil. A light coating on the pan is all you need to prevent sticking while keeping your breakfast lean and clean. Mistake number 2 is a big one. Overcooking your eggs, especially at high heat. Whether you're scrambling them until they're dry or frying them until the edges are black and crispy, you're doing more harm than good. When eggs are exposed to high heat for too long, the cholesterol in the yolk can oxidize. This oxidized cholesterol is much more damaging to your arteries than regular cholesterol and has been linked to various health issues. Plus, overcooking destroys some of the delicate vitamins like B vitamins and antioxidants that make eggs so beneficial in the first place. The key is to cook your eggs gently over medium-low heat until they're just set. This preserves their nutrients and keeps the fat stable. Next, let's talk about mistake number 3, always throwing away the yolk. I know for decades we were told that egg yolks were bad for us because of their cholesterol content. But modern science has shown that dietary cholesterol has very little impact on blood cholesterol for most people. In fact, the yolk is where almost all the nutrients are hiding. It contains the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, as well as choline, which is crucial for brain health, and antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin that protect your eyes. By eating only the egg whites, you're missing out on the best part. So, unless you have a specific medical reason, embrace the whole egg, yolk and all. Mistake number 4 is something you might not even think about: using a non-stick pan that's scratched or damaged. Those convenient non-stick coatings are often made with chemicals like PTFE and PFOA. When these pans get scratched or overheated, these chemicals can flake off into your food and release toxic fumes. While the risk from a single use is low, long-term exposure can be a concern. A safer alternative is to use a well-seasoned cast iron skillet or a stainless steel pan. They might take a little more effort to clean, but they're a much healthier choice for cooking your daily eggs and will last a lifetime. Let's start with one of the biggest and most common mistakes: overcooking. We've all done it. You get distracted for a minute, and suddenly your fried eggs have crispy brown edges, or your hard-boiled eggs have that strange greenish-gray ring around the yolk. You might think it's no big deal, but that's where you'd be wrong. When you overcook eggs, especially at high temperatures, you're doing more than just changing their texture. The first thing that happens is a process called protein denaturation. When eggs are fried or boiled for too long, the proteins in them clump together and become tough. This makes them much harder for your body to digest. So even though you're eating a high-protein food, your body can't absorb and use all of it efficiently. If you ever feel a bit heavy or bloated after eating eggs, overcooking might be the culprit. You're essentially making your digestive system work overtime for less reward. But the damage doesn't stop there. Overheating also destroys a significant amount of the valuable vitamins and nutrients in eggs. For example, eggs are a great source of vitamin B12, which is crucial for nerve function and the production of DNA and red blood cells. However, B12 is sensitive to heat, and cooking eggs for too long can substantially reduce its content, so that overcooked omelet might be missing a lot of the brain-boosting power you were counting on. And what about those amazing antioxidants? Eggs contain lutein and zeaxanthin, two powerful antioxidants that are absolute superstars for eye health. They help protect your eyes from harmful high-energy light waves, like the ultraviolet rays in sunlight. Studies have shown that a diet rich in lutein and zeaxanthin can help reduce the risk of chronic eye diseases. But guess what? These antioxidants are also degraded by excessive heat. When you overcook your eggs, you're literally burning away the very compounds that help keep your vision sharp. So you might look at a slightly burnt or rubbery egg and think it tastes fine, but from a nutritional standpoint, it's a shadow of its former self. You're missing out on digestible protein, essential vitamins, and critical antioxidants. It's like buying a premium product and only getting half its value. The goal isn't just to eat eggs, but to get the most out of them. So what's the solution? It's simple. Cook them low and slow. For scrambled eggs, use medium-low heat and stir them constantly. Take them off the heat just before they look done, as they'll continue to cook from the residual heat. For fried eggs, a gentle medium heat will cook them perfectly without creating those burnt, crispy edges. And for hard-boiled eggs, bring the water to a boil, then turn off the heat, cover the pot, and let the eggs sit for about 10-12 minutes. This gentle cooking method prevents that dreaded green ring and keeps the yolks creamy and nutritious. Making these small adjustments can make a huge difference in the nutritional benefits you get from your daily eggs. It's all about treating your ingredients with a little care to get the maximum goodness in return. Let's talk about the sizzle. That sound of eggs hitting a hot, well-oiled pan. It's satisfying, isn't it? But here's the catch. The amount and type of fat you use can make a huge difference. Many of us are guilty of being a bit too generous with the oil or butter, thinking it's just for flavor and to stop the eggs from sticking. While a little bit of healthy fat is good, going overboard, especially with certain types, is where the trouble begins. Picture this. You're making scrambled eggs, and you pour a big glug of vegetable oil into the pan. Or maybe you drop a thick pat of butter for your sunny side-ups. While fats are essential for our bodies, and they definitely make food taste better, using excessive amounts can load your meal with unnecessary calories. A single tablespoon of oil can pack over 120 calories. If you're using several, that number quickly adds up, which can contribute to weight gain over time if you're not careful. But it's not just about the calories. The type of fat matters immensely. Many common cooking oils, like certain vegetable, soy, or corn oils, are highly processed. When used in large quantities, they can introduce unhealthy fats into your diet. We're talking about an imbalance of omega-6 fatty acids, which in excess can promote inflammation throughout your body. Chronic inflammation is linked to a host of health issues, from joint pain to more serious conditions. And then there's the big one, trans fats. While many manufacturers have reduced them, some processed oils and margarines can still contain these troublemakers, especially when heated repeatedly. Trans fats are known to raise your LDL or bad cholesterol, while lowering your HDL, the good cholesterol. This is the exact opposite of what you want for a healthy heart. Eggs on their own are often celebrated for their role in a heart-healthy diet, but drenching them in the wrong kind of fat can completely cancel out those benefits. You're essentially taking a step forward with the egg's nutrition and 2 steps back with the cooking method. So, what's the solution? Do you have to eat bland, rubbery eggs for the rest of your life? Absolutely not. The fix is surprisingly simple. First, invest in a good quality non-stick pan. A modern non-stick surface requires very little to no oil at all, letting the natural flavor of the egg shine through. You'll be amazed at how easily your eggs slide right off the pan. This is a game changer. If you do need a little fat for flavor or are using a stainless steel or cast iron pan, be mindful. Instead of pouring oil directly from the bottle, which makes it hard to control the amount, try using an oil spray or mister. A light spritz of a high-quality oil like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil is more than enough. These oils are rich in heart-healthy monounsaturated fats and can handle moderate cooking temperatures. You could also take a paper towel, dab it in a little oil, and wipe it across the surface of the pan. This creates a super thin, even layer that's just enough to prevent sticking without adding significant calories or unhealthy fats. And if you love the flavor of butter, just use a tiny amount. A small sliver, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, can still give you that rich taste you're looking for without going overboard. The key here is moderation and making smarter choices. By simply adjusting how much and what kind of fat you use, you can ensure your delicious egg breakfast is supporting your health, not secretly working against it. It's a small change that makes a massive difference in the long run. So picture this. It's a busy morning. You're hungry, and you crank up the heat on your stovetop to fry an egg as quickly as possible. We've all been there, right? You love that crispy, bubbly edge. But that high heat is exactly where the problem lies. Frying eggs at very high temperatures can be a real issue for your long-term health, and it all comes down to the yolk. The yolk is the beautiful golden center of the egg, packed with vitamins, minerals, and yes, cholesterol. Now, dietary cholesterol isn't the villain it was once made out to be for most people. However, the way you cook it can change everything. When you expose that delicate yolk to intense scorching heat, something called oxidation happens. Think of it like this. Oxidation is a chemical reaction, similar to how an apple turns brown when you cut it and leave it out. In the egg yolk, this process transforms the cholesterol into something far more sinister. Oxysterols. That's a fancy word for oxidized cholesterol. And here's the scary part. Studies have shown that these oxysterols are what can really do a number on your body. Unlike regular dietary cholesterol, these harmful compounds can contribute directly to inflammation in your arteries. This inflammation is a key driver of atherosclerosis, which is the hardening and narrowing of your arteries. Over time, this can significantly increase your risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes. So that quick, high-heat fried egg might be setting you up for serious problems down the line. You're essentially turning a healthy food into something that works against your cardiovascular system. So, what's the solution? Do you have to give up eggs? Absolutely not. The key is to treat them with a little more care. It's all about turning down the heat. Cooking your eggs at a moderate, gentle temperature is the best way to protect their nutritional value, and more importantly, to prevent that harmful cholesterol oxidation. Let's talk about some healthier, gentler cooking methods. Poaching is a fantastic option. The egg is cooked in simmering water, which keeps the temperature controlled and the yolk soft and runny. No added fats, no high heat, just pure, delicious egg. Boiling is another classic for a reason. Whether you like them soft-boiled with a jammy center or hard-boiled for a snack on the go, boiling ensures the egg is cooked gently and evenly without reaching those damagingly high temperatures. And what about your scrambled eggs? You can still enjoy them. The trick is to cook them low and slow. Instead of blasting them on high heat, pour your whisked eggs into a pan on low heat. Stir them gently and patiently. You'll be rewarded with creamy, custard-like scrambled eggs that are not only more delicious, but also much better for your heart. Even a gentle pan fry on medium-low heat is a huge improvement over a scorching hot pan. The bottom line is that the way you cook your food matters just as much as what you're eating. Eggs are an incredible nutrient-dense food, but we need to prepare them in a way that preserves their benefits, not creates harm. By simply lowering the cooking temperature, you can continue to enjoy your eggs every day while protecting your heart and overall health. It's a small change in your kitchen routine that can make a huge difference for your well-being. So let's talk about one of the most common sights on breakfast plates everywhere. The sunny side-up egg with that beautiful runny yolk. It's a classic, right? Many of us love dipping our toast into that liquid gold. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Undercooking your eggs can be a serious health risk. That perfectly runny yolk and those soft, almost translucent whites might look incredibly appetizing, but they can be a breeding ground for some nasty bacteria. The main culprit we worry about is salmonella. Now, you've probably heard of salmonella before, but you might not realize just how easily it can be transmitted through undercooked eggs. When an egg isn't cooked to the right temperature, these harmful bacteria can survive and multiply. For a healthy adult, getting a mild case of salmonella poisoning might just mean an unpleasant couple of days with stomach cramps, diarrhea, and a fever. It's no fun, but most people recover without any long-term issues. However, the story can be very different for certain groups of people. I'm talking about older adults, young children, pregnant women, and anyone with a weakened immune system. For these individuals, a salmonella infection can be much more severe. It can lead to serious complications, hospitalization, and in some rare cases, it can be life-threatening. The risk is real, and it's why we need to be extra careful. It's not about fear-mongering. It's about being informed and making safe choices for ourselves and our loved ones. So, how can you enjoy your eggs safely without giving up on that deliciousness? The key is to ensure they are cooked thoroughly. The rule of thumb from food safety experts is simple. Cook your eggs until both the whites and the yolk are firm. If you're frying them, this means flipping them over to cook both sides. For scrambled eggs, make sure there are no liquidy, raw-looking parts left. For poached or boiled eggs, you'll want the yolk to be at least partially set. I know, some of you are die-hard fans of runny yolks. If you absolutely can't give them up, there is a safer option: pasteurized eggs. These eggs have been gently heated in their shells to kill off any potential bacteria without actually cooking the egg. You can find them in the refrigerated section of most major supermarkets, often in a carton, just like regular eggs. Using pasteurized eggs gives you the freedom to enjoy them runny, soft-boiled, or even raw in things like homemade mayonnaise or Caesar dressing, without the worry. It's a small change in our cooking habits, but it can make a world of difference. It's all about finding that balance between taste and safety. Next time you're about to crack an egg into the pan, just take a moment to think about how you're going to cook it. A few extra seconds on the heat can protect you and your family from a really unpleasant experience. But the loss of nutrients is only part of the story. The bigger concern with old eggs is the increased risk of bacteria. As an egg ages, its protective outer layer, the shell, becomes more porous. This makes it easier for unwelcome guests like salmonella to sneak inside. We store eggs in the refrigerator for a reason. It slows down this aging process and keeps bacteria at bay. That's why you should always, and I mean always, check the expiration date on the carton before you buy. Think of it as the egg's birthday. You want to get the freshest one possible. Once you get them home, pop them straight into the main part of your fridge, not the door where the temperature fluctuates every time you open it. Now, what if you've already thrown away the carton or the date has rubbed off? Don't worry, there's a simple, brilliant trick our grandparents used, and it works every time. It's the egg float test. Just grab a bowl or a tall glass and fill it with cold water. Gently place your egg inside and watch what happens. If the egg sinks to the bottom and lies flat on its side, congratulations, you have a very fresh egg. If it sinks but stands up on one end, it's still good to eat but is a little older, maybe a week or two. It's perfect for hard boiling. But if that egg floats to the surface, it's a major red flag. An egg floats because air has seeped through the shell over time, creating a large air cell inside, which means it's old. An old egg is a risky egg, so it's best to toss it out. It's a simple test that takes 10 seconds, but could save you from a nasty bout of food poisoning. So we've talked about freshness, but what about quality? You've seen the labels at the grocery store: cage-free, free-range, pasture-raised, organic. Do they really make a difference, or is it just clever marketing? Let me break it down for you. The way a hen is raised directly impacts the quality of the egg it lays. Hens that are allowed to roam freely, eat a natural diet of plants and insects, and soak up the sunshine produce eggs that are nutritionally superior. Studies have shown that eggs from pasture-raised hens can have more omega-3 fatty acids, more vitamin E, and more vitamin A compared to eggs from conventionally raised hens. Omega-3s are fantastic for your brain and heart health, while those vitamins are powerful antioxidants that protect your body. Think about it this way: a healthier, happier hen lays a healthier, more nutrient-dense egg. When you choose high-quality eggs from trusted local or organic sources, you're not just buying a food item. You're investing in your well-being. Yes, they might cost a little more, but what you get in return, better nutrition, richer flavor, and peace of mind, is absolutely worth it. You are what you eat, and that applies to the food your food eats too. Making the switch to better quality eggs is one of the easiest and most impactful upgrades you can make to your diet. Your body will thank you for it in the long run. First up, let's talk about something many of us are guilty of: skipping the wash. I'm not talking about washing the egg itself, as that can actually push bacteria into the egg through its porous shell. I'm talking about washing our hands and our kitchen tools. Think about it. You grab an egg from the carton, crack it open, and then what? Do you immediately wash your hands? You should. Even if an eggshell looks perfectly clean, it can carry bacteria like salmonella. These germs can easily transfer from the shell to your hands, and then to anything else you touch. your countertops, other ingredients, or even the finished dish. This is a classic case of cross-contamination, and it's a major cause of foodborne illness, which can lead to some pretty unpleasant digestive issues. So, here's the golden rule. Always wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds before and after handling raw eggs. It's a simple step, but it's incredibly effective at keeping those pesky germs at bay. It's not just about what you do before you cook, but also during and after. Now let's expand on this idea of cross-contamination. Imagine you're making scrambled eggs. You crack the eggs into a bowl and whisk them up. Then, you use that same whisk or fork to stir the eggs while they're cooking. Or maybe you use a cutting board to chop some veggies for your omelet after cracking eggs nearby. This is where things can get risky. Any utensil, bowl, or surface that has come into contact with raw egg is a potential hotspot for bacteria. Reusing these items without washing them first is like sending an open invitation for germs to join your meal. For example, that cutting board you used, if it touched raw egg drippings and you then chop salad ingredients on it, you're transferring bacteria to a dish that won't be cooked, meaning the bacteria won't be killed off by heat. The same goes for spatulas, bowls, and even the kitchen counter. A little splatter of raw egg might seem harmless, but it's a breeding ground for trouble. The solution is simple but crucial. Have a raw zone and a cooked zone in your mind. Use separate utensils and cutting boards for raw eggs and other foods. If you must reuse something, make sure you wash it thoroughly with hot soapy water first. A quick rinse under the tap isn't enough to eliminate harmful bacteria. Taking these extra few seconds to clean your tools properly can save you from a world of digestive distress. It's all about creating good kitchen habits that become second nature. Let's be honest, we've all done it. We've tasted the raw cookie dough or cake batter made with eggs. While it might bring back fond childhood memories, it's a gamble with your health. Consuming raw or undercooked eggs significantly increases your risk of salmonella infection. Symptoms can include fever, stomach cramps, and diarrhea. Definitely not a side dish anyone wants. This is especially important for children, older adults, pregnant women, and anyone with a weakened immune system, as they are more vulnerable to severe illness. So, what's the safe way to enjoy your eggs? Make sure they are cooked thoroughly. For fried eggs, cook them until the whites are completely set and the yolks have started to thicken. If you're making scrambled eggs or an omelet, cook them until they are firm and not runny. If a recipe calls for raw eggs, like in some homemade mayonnaises, salad dressings, or mousses, consider using pasteurized eggs. Pasteurized eggs have been gently heated to kill bacteria without actually cooking the egg, making them a much safer option for these types of dishes. You can usually find them in the refrigerated section of your grocery store, right next to the regular eggs. So next time you're tempted to lick the spoon, think twice and prioritize your health. Did you know the way you cook your eggs could be secretly harming your health? It's true. Eggs are nutritional powerhouses, but some common cooking habits can turn this superfood into something less than ideal. Stick around, and I'll reveal the top mistakes people make when cooking eggs and how you can avoid them to get the most out of every bite. First up, let's talk about overcooking. We've all done it. You get distracted for a moment and suddenly your sunny side up is hard as a rock, or your scrambled eggs are dry and rubbery. But this is more than just a culinary crime. It's a nutritional one too. When you overcook eggs, especially at high temperatures, you start to oxidize the cholesterol in the yolks. Oxidized cholesterol can be more harmful to your arteries than regular cholesterol. Plus, you're degrading some of the sensitive vitamins, like vitamin A and antioxidants. The solution? Cook your eggs on low to medium heat. Be patient. For scrambled eggs, take them off the heat just before they look done. They'll continue to cook from the residual heat. Your reward will be creamy, delicious, and more nutritious eggs. The next mistake many of us are guilty of is choosing the wrong cooking fat. Frying your eggs in margarine, certain vegetable oils like corn or soybean oil, or reusing old oil can introduce unhealthy trans fats and unstable compounds into your meal. These oils can become inflammatory when heated. Instead, reach for healthier, more stable fats. A little bit of grass-fed butter, ghee, coconut oil, or even a good quality olive oil, just don't heat it too high, are fantastic choices. They not only handle heat better but also add their own beneficial fatty acids and a wonderful flavor to your eggs. It's a simple swap that makes a huge difference to your overall health. Now let's talk about what you're adding to your eggs. This is a subtle mistake that can really add up. I'm talking about adding too much salt or processed seasonings. Sure, a little sprinkle enhances the taste, but an overload of sodium is a direct path to higher blood pressure, putting unnecessary strain on your heart and kidneys. And what about those convenient packaged sauces, spice mixes, or bacon bits? They are often loaded with hidden sugars, MSG, and artificial additives that completely cancel out the goodness of the eggs. Instead of reaching for the processed stuff, explore the world of natural flavors. A pinch of sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, a sprinkle of paprika, turmeric, or fresh herbs like chives, parsley, or dill can elevate your eggs in the healthiest way possible. Another common pitfall is pairing your eggs with the wrong companions. A classic breakfast of eggs with processed meats like bacon or sausage and a side of refined white toast might be traditional, but it's a nutritional nightmare. These processed meats are often high in sodium and nitrates, while white bread offers little more than a quick spike in your blood sugar. To build a truly balanced and healthy meal, pair your perfectly cooked eggs with nutrient-dense foods. Think whole grain toast, a side of avocado for healthy fats and fiber, sautéed spinach or mushrooms for extra vitamins, or a bowl of fresh fruit. This way, you're creating a meal that will keep you full, energized, and nourished for hours. It's so easy to lose track, right? You're making a delicious scramble and you think, oh, I'll just throw in one more egg. Or maybe you're at a diner, and that 3-egg omelet loaded with all the extras just seems too good to pass up. We often hear that eggs are a superfood, which they are, but that doesn't mean we can eat an unlimited amount without any consequences. Like any food, moderation is key. Let's break down why this matters. While the cholesterol in eggs isn't the villain it was once thought to be for most people, the numbers can still add up. When you consistently eat large quantities of eggs, especially if they're fried in a lot of butter or oil, your daily intake of cholesterol and saturated fat can creep up. A single large egg has about 185 milligrams of cholesterol. Health guidelines often suggest keeping your daily cholesterol intake under 300 milligrams. So, you can see how quickly 2 or 3 eggs can push you toward that limit. But it's not just about the eggs themselves, it's about what they're served with. Think about the classic breakfast plate. Eggs, crispy bacon, sausage, and maybe some cheese melted on top. While undeniably delicious, this combination can turn a healthy protein source into a very high-calorie, high-fat meal. All that bacon and cheese adds a significant amount of sodium and saturated fat, which, over time, can contribute to issues like high blood pressure and heart concerns. It's the whole package that we need to consider. So, what's the sweet spot? For most healthy adults, enjoying 1 to 2 eggs per day is perfectly fine and can be a wonderful part of a balanced diet. This amount gives you all the amazing benefits, like high-quality protein, choline for brain health and essential vitamins, without overdoing it on the cholesterol and calories. It's all about finding that healthy balance. Now, how can we make our egg meals even better for us? The secret is to pair them with nutrient-dense foods. Instead of greasy bacon, try a side of avocado for healthy fats. Instead of white toast, opt for whole grain bread for extra fiber. And my personal favorite? Load up your omelet or scramble with colorful vegetables. Think spinach, bell peppers, mushrooms, onions, or tomatoes. This not only adds incredible flavor and texture, but also boosts your intake of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Imagine a beautiful, vibrant omelet filled with veggies alongside a slice of whole wheat toast and some fresh fruit. Now that's a powerhouse breakfast that will keep you energized and satisfied for hours. You can also get creative with how you cook them. Instead of frying in a pool of butter, try poaching or boiling your eggs. These methods require no added fat. If you love a good scramble, use a non-stick pan with just a tiny bit of olive oil spray. Small changes in your cooking technique can make a big difference in the overall healthiness of your meal. Ultimately, it's about being mindful. Pay attention to how many eggs you're eating and what you're eating them with. By practicing portion control and making smart pairings, you can continue to enjoy this incredible food without any worries. So what's the solution? It's simple. Cook your eggs low and slow. Whether you're scrambling, frying, or making an omelet, use a medium-low heat. This gentle cooking method not only prevents cholesterol oxidation, but also keeps the proteins from becoming tough and rubbery. You'll get a tender, more delicious egg that's much better for you. Think soft scrambles and perfectly set, but not browned fried eggs. Mistake number 2 is choosing the wrong cooking oil. Many people reach for vegetable oils like canola, soy, or corn oil because they're common and have a high smoke point. However, these oils are often highly processed and rich in omega-6 fatty acids. While we need some omega-6s, most modern diets have way too much, which can promote inflammation throughout the body. Frying your healthy eggs in these oils can cancel out some of their benefits. Instead, opt for healthier fats. Extra virgin olive oil is fantastic for gentle scrambling or poaching. If you need a higher heat for frying, avocado oil is an excellent choice due to its stability. Coconut oil, or even good old-fashioned butter or ghee, are also great options. These fats are more stable and can even add their own health benefits and a wonderful flavor to your eggs. Coming in at number 3 is a mistake that happens before you even start cooking, using old or improperly stored eggs. Eggs have a pretty long shelf life, but they don't last forever. As an egg ages, its protective outer layer called the bloom starts to break down. This makes it easier for bacteria, like salmonella, to penetrate the shell and contaminate the egg inside. Storing them on the counter or in the refrigerator door, where the temperature fluctuates, can speed up this process. Always check the expiration date on the carton and store your eggs in the main part of your fridge where the temperature is most consistent. A quick way to test an egg's freshness is the float test. Place it in a bowl of water. A fresh egg will sink to the bottom. If it stands on one end, it's a bit older but still fine to eat. If it floats, it's time to toss it. Freshness is key for both safety and taste. Mistake number 4 is all about cross-contamination. This one is a big deal in kitchen hygiene. Raw eggs can carry salmonella on their shells. If you crack an egg and then touch other foods, utensils, or surfaces without washing your hands, you can spread those bacteria everywhere. It is easy to do without thinking. You might crack an egg and then grab a handful of spinach to throw into your omelet, or use the same spatula to handle raw and cooked eggs. The fix is straightforward but crucial. Practice good kitchen hygiene. Wash your hands with soap and water immediately after handling raw eggs. Use separate cutting boards and utensils for raw eggs and other ready-to-eat foods. And make sure to thoroughly clean any surface that came into contact with the raw egg. It's a simple habit that can prevent some pretty unpleasant foodborne illnesses. Finally, the 5th mistake is pairing your eggs with unhealthy sidekicks. Eggs themselves are a nutritional powerhouse, but we often serve them with processed meats like bacon or sausage, refined white toast with sugary jam, or greasy hash browns. These pairings can load your breakfast with saturated fat, sodium, and refined carbohydrates, completely overshadowing the health benefits of the eggs. Let's give your eggs the partners they deserve. Pair them with nutrient-dense foods. Think whole grain toast with avocado, a side of sautéed spinach and mushrooms, or fresh tomato slices. You could even add some black beans for extra fiber and protein. These combinations create a balanced, satisfying meal that will keep you energized and healthy without the inflammatory baggage. In the end, eggs themselves aren't the problem. It's how we prepare and eat them that matters most. Avoiding these common cooking mistakes allows you to enjoy all the benefits eggs have to offer without the hidden risks. Cook them gently, use healthy oils, keep them fresh, and practice good hygiene. With the right approach, eggs can remain one of the most powerful superfoods for your body and your long-term health. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more health and wellness tips. We'll see you in the next one.